Hello, welcome to another Sonic Lab special. We've had a visit today from David Ahlund, who is, if you know, he's the kind of AIRA specialist. You've probably seen him in the recent Plug-Out world premiere, and also at various trade shows. We've filmed you at Music Messe and Amsterdam and NAMM,
all kinds of places,
all over the places. What's actually happening at the moment is there's a big sort of system-wide firmware upgrade that's covering all of the AIRA range. If you want to know more about the AIRA range, that we've done some reviews of various things, so do check them out. Do check out David's videos, Roland videos. They're all over the place. But today what we're looking at is a kind of overview of the new features, right?
Yeah. I think we'd like to focus on the most important ones. So we'll start maybe with the VT3. And,
right, okay. The VT3 is the vocal processor, right?
Voice processor, vocoder, all kinds of things in one, basically, for the voice. And basically we have a whole long list of features for all the products that are new, but we'll focus on the main ones. And for the VT3, it has an extended user memory, so you have now the double patch memory for your user sounds.
Yeah.
So you have 6 memories instead of 3. You can also send and receive all kinds of MIDI data, including notes. So you can actually play it just like a vocoder, which is a very requested feature for the VT3.
We have to hear it.
Yeah, of course.
Can you play it for us?
Yeah, so we can start with the classic, the VP330 sound. And this, now you can hear it follows my personal pitch, and I can just start playing the keyboard.
And you will actually follow the keyboard instead. We're gonna groove tonight. We're gonna make it right.
So
that's actually quite a major thing, isn't it? Because I mean, we've essentially got, awesome vocoding.
Yeah, and you get really, really good sound quality and very classic VP330 vocoder for a very low price range as well. So
we're going to be referring to notes here because this stuff is really literally hot off the press. And to be fair to David, he's kind of got the same notes as I have and also received them only today. So we'll be going through it kind of ad hoc. But there are some other features here as well which also look pretty cool. What else have we got in there? The control change. We've got aspects of the
all kinds of MIDI data is sent and received. So you can even send the pitch slider data and format information and stuff like that through MIDI through the USB.
All right, so you can automate a whole bunch of that stuff as well, right?
Yeah, and you've also got a low-cut filter for the microphone to avoid rumbling noise and stuff like that, and as well as a USB attenuator, so you can change the level balance of the dry signal and the patch signal. I
mean, I'm guessing a lot of this stuff has come, because these have been out in the field now for a little while, has this come from sort of user input, or is it just the boffins back?
Yeah, well, it's us Roland people as well as user input, so we're really careful about listening to what users think on forums and even in real life and things like that. So
okay, so that's the VT3. I mean, there are other sort of minor tweaks and features, but we're going to try and cover the big ones. That's right. So I've also got the TB3, which for those people who've perhaps been living under a rock for a while, is the kind of reimagination of the 303 in sort of virtual form, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you have the classic TB303 sounds, but also a lot more, like this. Yeah, so it has the classic TB303 sounds, but a lot more, as many of you already know. But a very important update for this one, I think, is that you can actually assign sounds to a pattern. So when you switch the pattern, you switch the sounds at the same time.
Because previously they were decoupled, weren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So now I can start with pattern number 1 over here with the classic TB303, but maybe I'll go to just pattern number 6, and you get a distorted one, or maybe a completely different sound. And so on, and you can choose this by yourself. Either you don't assign the sounds, or you do. So it's up to you in each pattern.
And that's going to be quite useful for live performance, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So before we move on, because we're getting through it, are there any other features we need to check out?
Yes, now you can actually record into the pattern sequencer from an external MIDI source. So you can use a MIDI keyboard or something like that.
That's going to help a lot of people, because I, for one, find step recording just from a from the front panel less intuitive than perhaps from a keyboard. So
exactly. Yeah. So also you can actually transpose the patterns now, which is really nice. So it's really easy. You just press step record and you hold the keyboard button, and now you can transpose the pattern in as many steps as you want. Instead of just real-time transpose, you actually write the transposition in the pattern.
Ah, okay. What, at various steps in it, or was it the whole pattern, or just at different points in the pattern?
The whole pattern.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so there's that, and also we have an extended note range, 3 more octaves.
Oh right, well
Higher.
that'll please the ones with good hearing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the TB3 and the VT3.
Yeah.
Obviously the TR8, I mean, that's probably been one of the more popular of the range as well, because it's just, you know, everybody loves an 808, don't they?
Yeah, exactly.
So what's been going on here?
Yeah, so now we have gain staging also on this. So this means that you can set the basic gain level of each instrument, and just have your perfect mix on all the max failures.
Does that mean you can actually change balance? Because I remember on the original, it was the hi-hat. I found it a bit too quiet, and you had to balance everything to it.
Yeah, exactly.
So you've got control over that.
Yeah, now you've got control over that, and also that is saved individually for each drum kit.
Ah, okay, that's useful.
Yeah.
And what else?
Effect section can actually receive MIDI data now.
Right.
So you can trig the reverb and delay externally and so on with MIDI notes, basically.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Also, we have a few new scatter modes.
Yep.
So the scatter now can play, if you hit the special combination, it will play the cycle out and then it will stop. So it will
can you
stop
show me
on
that?
the 1. Yeah. So I have a drum beat here, like this. And if I hold the depth button and press on, it will do that. So that means, it
so
will
it snaps to the bar, to the pattern end.
Yeah, exactly. So no more risky business pressing on at the right moment.
Less dangerous, but more, okay.
Yeah, and also we have added a momentary mode for the scatter switch as well. So you can just hold it and then it will scatter, and then you can release it and it stops.
Right, okay.
Instead of the latch mode that was there before, which is still there, of course. So you can choose yourself what mode. So yeah, just quickly I can.
Right,
things
okay.
like that.
So it enables you to do a lot more real. So these are kind of geared for more real-time performance, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
What about MIDI controller and that side of things? Has it got any enhancement?
Yeah, we have a local on-off switch, and we also have a MIDI controller mode. So this basically is like local off, but it also sends control data.
So all of these, everything on here will then transmit some sort of CC, so you can use it as a control surface.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there anything else in the TR8 we need to look at before we go onto the SYSTEM-1?
Yes, you can also edit parts A and B separately while the pattern is rolling. So you can have the editor stay on pattern B or pattern A.
So it doesn't jump, because often when you hit it, you're just getting to the end of the bar. Oh, that's handy as well.
Yeah.
So we've also got the SYSTEM-1 here, right? This, as well as having the plug outs, which hopefully we'll get to look at as well, this has had some firmware love too, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Now you have a backup function as well, so you can actually drag and drop the sounds separately, both for the plug out synth and for the SYSTEM-1 synth. So you can combine them as you wish.
That's over USB?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No more extra memories though, right?
No. It's meant to be very direct and very hands-on, so I would say that's the reason.
Okay, anything else?
Yeah, the low-pass filter resolution has improved as well, so now it's even smoother than before. Like that. And you can also actually dump the entire patch, every single controller you can dump by just pressing a button now.
Oh, so it's like the old school roll and edit buffer. I used to use that in the D110 where you just hit bang and it would send all the parameters currently.
Yeah, good old-fashioned bulk dump.
Excellent.
Yeah, so you just hold the manual button and it will send all the patch data.
Over MIDI, so you can record. Oh, that's neat, okay.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things that I found in the review. I couldn't find the way to coarse tune the oscillator.
Yeah.
There are some functions for that.
Yeah, that's a secret trick.
So show us.
Yeah, you just hold the ring mod and oscillator sync buttons, and you turn the scatter dial.
And that gives you plus or minus an octave, is it?
Yeah, exactly. So then you get the classic coarse tune. So now my patch sounds like this, and if I turn it up a little bit like this, yeah, there you have the coarse tune.
Okay, so that's obviously the sort of headline news for the system firmware updates for all of these units. We didn't cover everything. How can people find the information and how can they download? Yeah,
there's a long list of new features, and it will be available, of course, from the Roland website, so you can just go there and download everything.
And would that be like a USB update?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. We can't have David here without talking about the plug out as well. This is the SH-101 plug out for the SYSTEM-1.
Yeah.
Will you be able to show us a little bit about that as well?
Absolutely.
So I guess it all starts with this plug out button, right? That's the one that wasn't enabled on my review. So what happens when you press that?
Yeah, exactly. Now it is enabled, and when I press that, it turns, in this case, into an SH-101, virtually, of course.
And the controls that are not associated with that synthesizer are dimmed out.
Yes, because the SH-101 has a lot less functions than the SYSTEM-1, so the ones that don't exist go out. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so now, of course, I have already imported my SH-101 in here. So now I have my 8 SH-101 patches here instead. So you have a very nice, typical SH-101 character for bass and leads and this kind of thing.
So one thing I want to make absolutely clear, because what's happening here is the plug out is running from within the hardware. It doesn't have to be hooked up to the computer. It just has to be loaded in from the computer, and then it's there as an alternative model in the SYSTEM-1. Right?
So technically, there are two separate units basically. Right. So you have the SH-101 in here, but I also have my plugin on the computer, which runs completely. It runs really well without the SYSTEM-1. But of course, they interact with each other really well, and you can drag and drop sounds, for instance, from the software into the hardware.
So on the screen here, you've got a couple of instances that, and you've managed to change the color. So this is the virtual version of it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And again, it runs freely as a plugin by itself. And I have 3 instances open, and even actually the kick sound as well is the SH-101 plugin. So you can have a listen to that here. And we can, of course, change between the different sounds. You have a lot more presets inside the plugin, of course, than you do in the hardware. So if I go in here to the patch library, I can have a look at all the different patches that exist there. Right. And you can also choose, you can see the first 8 ones are actually blue.
So they're the ones that are in the hardware unit?
Yes, so when I press the plug out button, not only will the synth be imported into the SYSTEM-1, but also the patches that I have assigned to slot 1 to 8.
Right. So I see this is working in Logic here, so that must be an AU.
Yes, correct.
Are there other formats?
Yeah, there's AU and VST3 at this moment, but there might be other ones in the future.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so does the SYSTEM-1 control surface control the instance of the plugin?
It works really well together. So if I just turn the cutoff here, you can see it moving as well.
And that works on the currently selected track or instance of it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So does the plugin version, or I can't see from quite from over here, does that also have the SYSTEM-1 effects built into it as well?
Yeah, exactly. It has the same effect as the SYSTEM-1. So you have the reverb, the delay, and the bit crusher as well.
So it's essentially a kind of one-to-one match of it?
Yeah, yeah. You can even have the plugin actually designed as the SYSTEM-1, but with the knobs grayed out.
Ah, okay, I gotcha. One thing in my review that came up, obviously the keyboard on the SYSTEM-1 doesn't transmit velocity, so the engine doesn't respond. But will it respond over MIDI from external?
Yes, it does receive velocity changes through MIDI, so it's standard volume changes.
So
basically.
it's just so you can't map it to the filter envelope. And
no,
stuff. Right. Okay. So obviously this is the first one. So I just want to reiterate: if you unplug the computer from this and you hit your plug out, then this will be still be the SH.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Should we?
Go. Yeah. Okay. We don't have to unplug it, but go. Okay.
So plug it
I don't
out.
Believe you.
Plug it out and.
It's still the same thing, and it's got access to the patches.
Exactly.
And then if we go to the screen, it says here, it's gone.
Yeah.
So that's
evidence.
Proof. That's evidence.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So the SH-101 is going to be the one that kind of comes with SYSTEM-1. So if somebody's already bought the SYSTEM-1, presumably they can then download the SH-101.
Yes, for free. Yeah.
Right.
And it will not be available separately, so it's only for free, but with the SYSTEM-1.
So obviously we've heard the boffins could be working on other plug outs because it makes sense, so we can throw stuff in there. What sort of stuff are we going to be expecting? Can you tell us?
Well, some classic Roland monosynths. That's basically all I can say.
My personal wish would be, because it plays 4 voices in its native format, I'd like to see a Jupiter 4. That would be nice.
Yeah,
I used to have one of those. Yeah. So this is available when?
25th of July.
So 25th of July, which presumably will be today, because this is when the video is going out. And that also will be the firmware updates that are coming out as well.
So everything will be available online to download at that date. Yeah.
Okay. So, well, finally, are there any other things that we want to mention before we move on? Because we can't leave without you playing a demo.
I mentioned about the drag and drop storage on the SYSTEM-1, but I actually didn't say you also can do the same thing on the TB3.
Okay.
So you can drag and drop all the individual patterns. And also on the TR8, you can do the same thing with patterns and the drum kits as well.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's an extra function with the TR8 as well?
Yeah, we have some start, stop, or sync related things. For instance, you can restart the sequencer. So if you hold the tap button and press start, it will restart immediately with the MIDI clock as well, of course. You can also have it ignore or not ignore start-stop messages from outside.
Okay, that makes it play nicer with a wider variety of stuff, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. And very heavily requested as well, we now have tuning and master tuning on the TB3.
Right.
So for the tuning, you can go +7 or -7, and master tune goes from 430 to 450.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Well, David, thank you very much for coming in and showing us. Remember, once again, both the new firmware and the plug-out are available on the same date, 25th of July, which may indeed be today, or yesterday if you're watching it. Anyway, you know what I mean. So you're now going to play us out with something you put together using all 4 of these units, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Great. Take it away, David.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.